Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and I am Becca Vlogs, homesteading in the desert. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button as well as the bell icon. That way anytime I upload a video, you'll be the first to be notified. Also, if you know anyone that would like my videos, go ahead and hit that share button. So I'm sitting in the truck. The husband wanted to get out and look for some deer. Today is his birthday, so we are hanging out together. All the kids are in school, and I don't know if you can see the mountain, he's walking the ridge line, just looking for some deer. And I am doing a new homesteading thing I'm trying out, and I figured every month I want to try something new, like a new homesteading thing, because, you know, why not? I want to start learning things that, you know, grandma used to do, and great-great-grandma used to do, and things like that. And so something that's a tradition in my family is crocheting. And I remember growing up, my grandma Betty used to make us slippers, crocheted slippers or knitted slippers. And now my mom does it, and she's done that for the grandbabies and made it every year for Christmas. And so now I'm learning how to crochet for just to know how to do it. I've you know, been thinking about it for the last couple of years, and I'm like, I need to learn how to crochet so that way I can keep the tradition going, and I can share it with my kids, and I can teach my kids. It's quite interesting. Let's just say I'm not at all perfect in it, and my perfectionist in me is screaming right now. In fact, I'm actually left-handed, but I learned how to crochet right-handed, so that's just how I was able to pick it up. And I guess it'll work for when I need to teach my kids, because both my girls and my son are right-handed. So whoever wants to learn, I'll be able to teach them without feeling backwards or confused like when I've tried to teach them other things. So anyway, I want to show you my crochet. Just one second. So here it is. This is the pattern that I'm learning how to do, and like I said, it is super wonky on both sides. Like I said, I'm not a professional. My perfectionist in me is screaming, but you know, it's my first thing I'm making a scarf, just so you know. These are my favorite colors. It's grays and blacks and whites. So I wanted to try my hand at making a scarf, so we will see how well I do. So this is for the month of November. I want to learn to crochet, so I'm going to just be crocheting my little heart out, and if I do a couple of projects, then that will be great for the holidays that are coming up, for gifts. I know my kids are already asking for me to make them their own scarves, so that'll be fun. But yeah, so just waiting for the husband. Not sure where. I think he's climbing. I just saw him over there not too long ago, so I think he's hiking somewhere around there. I don't know, but we're having fun. We're enjoying life out here on the ranch. So I am heading into town. I've got to go pick up the kids from school. And that made me think about, you know, different ways that people homestead. We live about 40 minutes from town, and so, you know, I don't homeschool my kids. My kids go to school in town, and so every day I take them into school, and every day I pick them up from school. There are days where I will actually just stay in town, and thankfully, you know, my parents live in town, so I'll usually go hang out at their house while the kids are in school. And then when they get out of school, then we come home, get our chores done, get the animals fed, and then they start their homework, and so on and so forth with our lifestyle. A lot of homesteaders do decide to homeschool their kids just because of the amount of work that is needed on the homestead and the distance from their homestead in town. And so, you know, those are some major things that people need to take into account if they, you know, are going to homestead and they have kids that are still in school. You know, what are you planning on doing? Are you planning on commuting each day? You know, how long is your commute? Can you afford the gas money for it? Do you want to homeschool? Do you have the resources to be able to homeschool? These are all, you know, different situations that you have to think about, especially having younger children. And so, you know, for me, my kids started school right away at the public school, and you know, then we moved out to where we're at. I call it homestead, I call it the ranch house. Our property is on my husband's family's old ranch, so we always just call it the ranch. So that, if you hear me intermix those words, then that's why. So anyway, that's just something to think about. That's something that just kind of came to my mind. You know, is your homestead going to keep you so busy to where you can't travel back and forth to take your kids to school? Is it going to be too much of a pain to travel to school and back to your homestead every day to get things done? There's a lot of times that, you know, we have to wait on laundry because, you know, we're completely off grid. So depending on our water and solar situation, you know, there's days where we don't get to do laundry for a few days at a time, and other times where, you know, the only thing we're getting done while we're at home is, you know, making sure we're getting a couple loads of laundry done. Kind of going on the laundry tangent real quick with solar, because we don't have any other type of, I mean, we have a generator that helps produce, but we don't have any reliance on our city. So all of our laundry has to be done during the daylight hours. Otherwise, it doesn't get done. So if you forget the laundry in the washer and it's after 3 o'clock, you can't put it in the dryer. You're going to have to hang it up. And then, you know, if you're wanting to fluff dry it the next day, then that's what you can do. But there's no washing and drying after the sun goes down. And so, you know, there's times where, you know, thankfully, because I go into town to my parents' house, you know, I'll take my laundry in and do my laundry while the kids are in school. So, I mean, there's ways to go around. There's ways to go around the whole. I guess it's not a problem or an issue, but just the challenges that you're going to be facing, and you know, what are you willing to have? What are you willing to work around and work with? So, you know, it's, you know, we're still learning. You know, my husband's been living this lifestyle, you know, for a good portion of his life. You know, me, this is new for me. And sorry, the roads are really, really bumpy, so if you're getting a lot of noise, it's because the washboard's on the road. But, you know, we don't have a great big homestead. Yeah, we have 43 acres, but we don't garden yet. We don't have a bunch of farm animals. We don't, you know, have a bunch of stuff that, I mean, we have a lot of dogs, a lot of hunting hounds. So yes, those take up the majority of our time. Chickens are super easy going. They, you know, they're the lowest maintenance animal besides rabbits that you could possibly own. So it just depends on, you know, what animals you want, what you're using your homestead for. I have so many plans of what I want to do and how I want things to go, but I have to keep, you know, my husband reins me back in. Okay, how much time is this going to take? Is this something that we can afford long term? Is it something that, you know, I'm not gonna just get bored with after the fun wears off? And, you know, now you know, the new and exciting part has worn off. Now what do I do? You know, is this something that I truly, you know, a lifestyle that I truly want to live? And so far, I'm having the best time of my life living out on the ranch. It was a huge adjustment from going to being a city girl 100% to living off-grid. I had to take a couple trial runs for my family to let them know that, hey, this is exactly, you know, I'm cut out for this kind of lifestyle. So there's a bunch of just things just to think about, you know, as far as getting out and homesteading. You know, if you're able to do it, then absolutely go for it. If you want to keep your kids in school, find a way to keep your kids in school, in the public schools. If you want to homeschool your kids, absolutely do that. You are your own family, and you know what works for one family may not work for another family. What works for your family may not work for the neighbors across the way, or you know, it's just, you do what feels best for you, what feels natural for you. Don't try forcing things, and don't try putting too much on at one time. You know, homesteading is a gradual growth. You know, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew, basically. You know, do what you know you are capable of doing, and then add one or two things, you know, here and there, and see how it feels. If it doesn't feel right, then don't do it. If it feels wonderful and it meshes in with your type of lifestyle, then absolutely keep going. And so, I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing now. You know, we got moved out. We've been building here and there for the last 2 years. We've been out here for 2 years now. And so, you know, now I feel like I've got my feet in the ground. I know what it is and what it takes to live out here. And, you know, we got the chickens we had the chickens when we moved out. I did rabbits years ago. I'm starting to kind of get the itch to get back into doing rabbits. I'd like to have a milking animal, whether it be one dairy cow or some goats. We did have goats for a little while for the kids for 4-H, but it didn't work out because they were just pets. We didn't have any kind of a function for them or anything like that. So if I do decide to get goats in the future, it's going to be with purpose. They're going to have a purpose, not just 4-H animal. It's going to be so that way we can milk it and have milk for drinking or soap making, or you know, butter, cheese, whatever. You know, we can do that kind of a thing. So yeah, so see ya soon.